I'm back. I'm going to open up some things. Oh, actually. Let me make sure that I have no copyright when playing. Good morning, Silver. Morning, good morning. Still trying to set some stuff up. Good morning, Silver. Morning, good morning. Still trying to set some stuff up. Good morning, Silver. And I've got an echo because I theoretically have the YouTube chat up as well. I'm trying to set that up to go into the Discord. So I guess you must have seen this on a Twitch notification that I went live. So I haven't even sent out the one in Discord yet. So on top of it. Let's take this stuff copied. I had to fix all kinds of things. I'm using a new microphone. How do you feel about the new microphone? I have a fancy YouTube streamer microphone now. Got it on sale at the Walmart for $30. Shout out to the Walmart. So I'm out of practice. www.twitch.tv/fireoflife2018. Well, I'm glad. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. All right, so I want to show you a video. Have you seen the new RFK like campaign? I don't want to call it a campaign video, but it probably is what it is. It's kind of like a little documentary style video that he put out about how he plans to cure the drug epidemic thing, and I think it's brilliant and wish to share that with the channel. I just have to find it first. I guess I could put myself on camera and you on the chat. Yeah, I'm supposed to be more focused into like, oh, I'm gonna stay forward. It's got a whole separate audio track and stuff, so it'll be better for the edited videos. Hopefully it also doesn't have the extreme highs and lows that my other one did. Not to mention, I can physically get up and move away from it, so there's that. So there's that. It's got one of these fancy, like, I don't know, let me put it in camera. Look who's back. Back again. Sean is back, Sean is back, Sean is back. Back again. And that's pretty apropos. I don't know if you've seen the new Eminem videos. He's like bringing old school Shady back. Old school Shady back. How's Mr. Coaster doing? Love all the emotes. I didn't see if it floated on the screen. I hope it did. I hope that's still working. The recovering America. See if I can make this work. A little achy? Oh no, why are you achy? Oh yay, floaty emotes that do still work. Glad of it. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. All right. Studio mode. Okay. Gonna see if I can make this work. To transition into a little video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I will link it in the chat. But I have one more thing to do before I officially start stream. So momentarily, watch a video. Enjoy. It's like movie day when the substitute teachers begin.
As I travel around this country, I'm watching this devastating plague of addiction unfolding in every direction. From big cities to small towns, Americans are dying of drug overdoses in record numbers. I've lost family members, one of my brothers and a niece, to drug overdoses, and I understand the suffering that so many American families are enduring. America lost about 3,000 people on 9/11, and we launched an $8 trillion war on terror in response. We're losing 30 times that number every year to drug overdoses, and we hardly do anything about it. I'm going to change that. I'm searching the country for the very best ideas and solutions to addiction and hopelessness. As president, a top priority for me will be to turn our nation toward recovery from its drug crisis.
Woot, woot, woot. Not gonna make you watch the whole thing. Encourage you to watch the whole thing. Pressing. He gets to a point where he's talking to here, I believe.
And what do they do?
It almost destroyed me and my family.
Cisco today, and there were 3,000 overdoses in Amsterdam alone annually.
At this moment, we have 40 deaths a year in the Netherlands.
Only 40.
Yes.
And that's down from thousands.
It starts with the fact that everybody says, yeah, this is a problem. And you have to acknowledge that the government has to step forward. And you have to acknowledge that it's not a problem that you can solve by yourself. You need other parties than just health service. You need the police. You need the local government. And all those parties has to work together, and you make sure that every particular drug addict is having a plan. There is no such thing as one solution because all those clients are different and also different in what they need.
Some of the American mayors are operating under a judicial decision that says you can't remove these people from the street unwillingly.
I know that there are laws in your country that are different than in ours, but from my point of view,
I often don't agree with literally everything he says, but I agree with a lot of the things he says. His attitude about this is not my favorite. Like when he starts bashing the people who are trying to do something in the way they're doing it, he doesn't even mean to be doing it, but he's definitely like the way we're doing it, blah, 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 blah. I mean, and some of those people are really trying to help people. So, I mean, you get the idea, like the laws that they're making has, the law of unintended consequences. Like sometimes good people try things that not so necessarily are, like they're doing good ideas, but it has an unintended consequence. So the law of unintended consequences has come into play with a lot of these laws that they're trying to protect people in homelessness. Because there are people in a homelessness situation that choose to be homeless, but those are not usually the ones that you are concerned about. It's your people who have like addiction problems that you're worried about. Like, I know some homeless people that lived in Hawaii, and I mean, like they kept full-time jobs. They were just van lovers. Like they were minimalists. They didn't want to pay the $1,800 a month we were using for rent and stuff. So I mean, just because somebody chooses to be homeless does not mean they are a drain on society. So like that's what I'm gonna skip over a lot of this because you get the idea. He's talking to other people around the world and seeing what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I applaud his scientific evidence, reasoning. I applaud his, like, the whole episode video. He goes through a whole thing where he sits with people with AA, he sits with drug addicts, he sits with Narcotics Anonymous. Like, he, learns things. I applaud the process here. I'm gonna get to the synopsis. What the here's
The best.
Just like seeing Mr. Kennedy here, he's running for president, and just, wow, what can I do whenever I get out of here? It's awesome.
I feel like it's completely swept under the rug as far as like treatment and addiction. So just hearing someone who's willing to talk about it is huge.
Today, the biggest industry in America's depressed rural areas are prisons. I'm going to bring a new industry to these forgotten corners of America, where addicts can help each other to recover from their addictions.
Here's the goal,
We're
Bats.
going to build hundreds of healing farms where American kids can reconnect to America's soil, where they can learn the discipline of hard work, that rebuild self-esteem, and where they can master new skills as farmers, ranchers, carpenters, furniture makers.
This gives me chills when I hear
cooks, electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, and other trades. We're going to finance these recovery farms with a federal tax on legalized marijuana. We'll put no time limit on recovery, as everyone's journey is different. There is hope for our nation to heal the scourge of addiction. We just have to make it a national priority, and when I'm in the White House, we will. I'm looking at a golden eagle.
I see it.
Oh yeah, wow.
Man with a plan. Love it. I love it. I love it. So, I mean, like, the idea here is that he's going to cure the drug epidemic. Like, neither one of them has talked about it at all because they don't have a plan. They don't have... This is not something that has even crossed their minds. Much less have they spent the time and effort to go learn about what it is. So... That's where I'm at. I was like, I'm a big fan. RFK, that's all I'm gonna say political today. I did not even read the news this morning, so I really have no idea what's going on. I've been gone for a volunteer organization, in case anybody's new to the channel, for like 3 weeks now. I think it's maybe exactly 3 weeks. I've been back at the house for about a week, but I had to recover. I was sick, didn't have a voice for a while. I've done a few garden shorts here and there for that. Things we have to do in the garden today. I need to trim in the tents behind me. Like, a big part of my life is defoliating. A big part of my life is weeding. So I've been playing Stardew Valley. I don't know if any of you have played Stardew Valley before, but my life is basically that video game, and I've been totally thinking about making a series of videos. But I have to like go around to my local town folks and be like, hey, how would you feel about being in a like YouTube video? Like, hey, no, I'm gonna stop by randomly and just give you stuff to make you like me more. That's what's gonna happen. Do you mind if I record that? But like, it'll be random vegetables. Like I have too much bread. Does anybody need a fresh loaf of bread or a sourdough starter? I got any of that left? That's how that is, because I could just make 3 more loaves of bread with that starter and 6 cups of flour. Like, it's really not that difficult. Not that difficult. Yes. So the pepper plants, they're happening. They're still going along. I had to drastically trim my outdoor bushes. But that's how they work. Like, they're gonna grow until October. So that's a thing. Yeah. I guess that means traditionally something to do with my oops. Gotta return my microphone. Gonna lose it all. Talk into the circle, Sean. Talk into the circle. Good behaviors. I bought this microphone before we left because I feel like we've had many issues with the microphone situation, and hopefully having an independent microphone will help. I have thought about using my other microphone as well. I don't have 2 separate audio tracks in case one cuts in and out, because I feel like that was my issue with the other one, is that it always cut in and out because the noise cancellation feature, and I've got like 8 fans running in the greenhouse, so I really had to find something that had like specific noise canceling, and I got this windscreen thing that's supposed to help it from doing like the wind blowy noise. So maybe if my microphone turns out to be as good as I feel like it is, then I may start singing. That might happen. I don't get karaoke nights in the middle of nowhere, so I've been talking about hosting a karaoke night for many times. I also forgot to record this. I'm like, do I even want to record this? We're just kind of hanging out today, right? Like, hanging out with the chat. If you're new to the chat, by all means, say hello. Welcome in. This is the viewer chat and chill. I do a lot of gardening shorts. I have some video game reviews. I am still looking for a direction for which the channel should go, so if there's content you want to see, let me know. Forgive the hat. I'm not representing the brand or anything. This is literally my work hat. Like, you can see the sweat line working at the top of that. I didn't find another one. This is my redneck do-rag. Like, when you don't have hair, you still need something to protect the back of your neck. Just what it is. That's what it is. So, I don't know if I'm gonna get canceled if I talk about this, but when I was in deployment for this volunteer organization I work for, there were some people that were scared to go into places that looked like my home. Like, These were some African American folk from the West Coast, and super nice people, but were racist against white people, and I didn't really understand. Like, I've been to Hawaii. I have been like I have experienced racism before for more valid reasons. Like, when you're white in Hawaii and in a local area, racism is very real and for very valid, like, their mothers were on the island and they took it over. Like, it's a very recent situation for them. So I really kind of get the Hawaiian racism. And I mean, I guess these were older black ladies, but I'm shocked, just at 100% shocked that there's somebody in America that thinks that just because you have a Confederate flag in your yard, you're automatically going to shoot black people. Like, they're terrified of people who are, but like, we get a different kind of education in the South than they do in the West Coast, and it's a little crazy. Because I think the Confederate flag means something different to most people here in the South than it does on the West Coast to what the South looks like. So that's my thought on that. Glad to hear you're doing well, Silver. Final Fantasy, Dawn Trail. Let's talk about that. That's a non-innocuous topic. That's not gonna get me canceled, right? Why do I care? Like, why do I care? Maybe that would be the best thing that ever happened to me if they were like, nope, you're canceled. No more. You're not allowed to be on the internet anymore. That's my only thought. It'd probably be great. It'd probably be like the best thing that ever happened to me. I'd probably get so much more stuff done if I was just banned from the internet. Like, we're about to have a heat wave. I'm really gonna want to use my super energy efficient air conditioner heat pump thing, but it still doesn't work. I probably just cut out of the microphone, didn't I? Can you still hear me if I'm not looking at the screen but still talking into the side? I can't see the audio mixer if I'm looking away from it. Yay! I have the YouTube, I have the Twitch, I have all the things up in the Discord, so please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, depending on which of the platforms you're looking at. I would love to make a career out of this. I love showing you guys how fast my garden progresses, but it literally takes a whole season to make one of those videos where I was like, oh, you should make time-lapse videos, and I'm like, okay, I will. Sounds muffled if you're not facing the monitor. That makes sense. But at least you can still pick it up. I don't know if this is any better. Oh, hey, HK, welcome in. Oh, which every time he comes in, it reminds me. We didn't do our daily affirmation today. The daily affirmation generation. I believe in myself and my abilities. I feel like we've had that one before, but I'm not exactly mad at it. Y'all did emotes, and I don't have it set up on the other screen. Tragic. Guess we'll just have to do all the emotes again. Everyone emote at the same time. I have special sub emotes, in case you're ever wondering. Oh, look, there they are. Woo! That was an emote explosion. Yay! Yay! Look at that. That was so fun. See how easy it is to bring fun and joy and life into others' lives. You clicked a few buttons on a screen, and you brought joy to what could one day possibly be millions. Sean for president. I'd say 2024, but I think RFK would be a better choice. Emote explosion. Excellent. Hey. I agree. I enjoy the emotes. And I believe in myself and my abilities. I should put that in. Because everyone should believe in themselves and their abilities. But I have noticed that there is a little corner of my screen that I cannot see while talking into the microphone. I don't know if this gives me like radio host vibes now that I have a microphone. Should I put the microphone out of the camera or should it be in the camera? It really hurts me to get it out of the microphone anyway. I could probably angle it, so maybe I'm talking over it. Well, thanks for joining anyway. I think you know what, I'm gonna make that coaster a mod while he's in here too. Wait, I know how to do this. I totally know how to do this. I feel like I thought I already did this. I can report your channel. Oh, you know what? I probably just have to do it actually in the Twitch chat like a moron. I can't do it from my... That's probably why. Oh wait, he's already modded. Bat Coaster is already mod on my channel. That makes sense. So any of the mods could pin it. I don't know why I can't pin my own. Yeah, it seems silly that I can't pin my own message. Be like, I can pin HKs. I can pin HKs. Ooh, there we go. I don't know what. Yeah, there it goes. I guess that works. Thanks. Surprise! I mean, you're definitely a founding member of the channel, so I feel like they really ought to give like people who've watched 100 hours of your non-VODed content. Like, if you spent that much time lurking in my channel, you should just become an admin. Yeah, I'm sure that would never make someone just watch for nothing, and then as soon as they're an admin, just destroy your whole channel. Because you have so much power as an admin. You can boot people. You can, you know, pin random messages forever. That'd be funny. I don't think you can really do it forever, but surely there's a way. I thought my camera was hacked for the last 2 days. I've been freaking out. Like, I've been resetting my computer. I was to the point where I was almost about to wipe my hard drive because the light was stuck on. And I'm like, what? Why is the light on? I couldn't figure out what was running my camera. I went into privacy settings to turn off my camera. I closed every program on my computer. The light's still on my camera. And I'm like, that means that, like, it's on, like, that it's open. And I have definitely left my live stream running for like 6 hours, and I'm like, what is happening? So I unplugged it and plugged it back in finally, and then it showed up registered. Like, I guess the camera had broken, so it wasn't really on and recording stuff. The light was just stuck on. And then time delay, Daedalus, timeout. You could. Although I believe I've made Daedalus a mod too, so I don't know if he can untime out himself. I feel like everybody in the room right now is probably always watching. Wascofi always watching. Are you making reference to the camera situation? Because that's creepy, right? Like, I'm so creeped out by that. Like, I don't ever do anything out here that I would be like, oh, wow, like, I know I have Teams on this computer, so I'll never really be like, like, I'll never be comfortable doing anything super weird in front of the camera. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not even naked out here. I don't even change clothes out here. This isn't a whole different building than where I live. So, like, if we're having conversations in my house, this camera and microphone setup are in a different building than my house, like where I live. So I hope I always kind of think of it as an open camera and microphone. But I also know that somebody would have to be insane to sit here and just listen to my random mutterings and singing to myself and political thoughts and, like, I don't know who would listen to that. Like that dude that electrocuted himself on stream. I mean, when were you not here the day that I had an electrical fire on stream? Like, that happened. I'm sure that's how all these things, like, you ever watch those videos of like people failing and you see something like, oh my god, that guy got launched from a top of a tree, like the guy's cutting a tree and it flings him across way forever, and you're like, we just watched that guy die. Like, you don't think about it. They didn't show you him hitting the pavement or nothing, but you get flung across, like, trees fling you, you're already up in the air and you get flung. Inertia, like, we probably watched that guy die, and you just don't think about it. You're like, oh my god, that was so funny. And you're like, no, not really. Not really at all. Not really at all. Oh god, I think I've broken my stream software. I remember that. It was hot. Humans are surprisingly resilient. Absolutely. There are certainly things that people live through that they shouldn't. But I don't think that makes us resilient. I think that makes occasionally a person, wow, that's crazy. Most people die from that shit. And you don't think they didn't show him hitting the pavement because it wasn't funny, because it would have banned YouTube service agreements. There's plenty of people who would have watched that guy hit the pavement. And I'm kind of glad that they have that service agreement. Like, you shouldn't be showing people dying and mutilated and such. It's not... People would watch it. The content would be there, but can you imagine what social media would turn into if we allowed that? Because people rubberneck. Like, you've driven by an accident, everybody slows down. You're telling yourself it's for the safety of the workers and such, but, you know, you're... Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought it back. That's a scary, scary thought. But I also argue for the double-edged sword of freedom. That would be one of those things that I'd probably let go for freedom of speech purposes. Like, I would easily stop watching YouTube if that's what YouTube became. You just assume they live unless proven otherwise. That's my copium. I've just gotten to the point where I don't watch those kind of videos anymore. You know, like, I think I've seen enough death and destruction in my life to not want to see it on a video. Most time I immediately swipe away from those, like, ugh, like, it's a cringe. Like, so I'm sure the algorithm notices I do that. So that's why I don't see it much in my own world. Did the music just get louder? Or is that just me? Oh, the music just got way louder. Makes sense if I had to turn it down in my own headphones. I probably should turn it down in yours too. Your vibe is specifically curated for chill. We're aiming for chill. I've even been putting all like the lo-fi channels on the garden videos. Does anybody out there watch the garden shorts I put up? I don't know if your algorithm shows them to you or not. Because I feel like my Twitch followers are all gamers and such. My YouTube followers are probably gardeners. It's an interesting world. But my YouTube followers are more plentiful. I just got to 200 subscribers. I know, but that's more than my 80-something on Twitch. I think it means something more, though, on YouTube to get thousands of subscribers versus a couple hundred subscribers on Twitch usually translates into more views, especially if they're actually paid. Like, subscribers are like paid people, so you get money for that. By the way, if you have a Twitch Prime and haven't subscribed to anybody this month, you can subscribe to me and I get that money instead of Jeff Bezos. And I literally changed from Amazon Prime to Walmart Plus and then canceled Walmart Plus because I realized they were both not really necessary. You get free shipping if you have any order over a certain amount, so I usually just keep putting stuff in my cart until I then have that order and then just order it once the free shipping has achieved. Why have I been paying $11 a month to Amazon for years? Just to convince me to buy more stuff to make it easier for me to buy things that I didn't really need. So yeah, I canceled all that. Gamers, pish posh, watch the food truck shorts. Watch the food truck shorts. I don't think. Oh, like my travel videos, my travel updates. That Luther Vandross burger was nuts, wasn't it? Houston's awful, by the way. If I never have to go back to Houston, I've gone twice for this organization because that's why it's awful. Like, it floods all the time. It gets hit by tornadoes all the time. You know, the burger looked really good. They put dill pickles on it, which I'm like, sweet pickles would have been a better choice for that sweet burger, but maybe they thought that like the sourness of the pickle would be better. It was the dill pickle ruined it. Even after you took off the pickle juice was still on it, and it was the pickle, and like the texture of the donut was so a deal breaker. We need a sound effect emote. Somebody has a emote for sound effects. I feel like that should be a sound alert that probably, I don't know, does it even still work on Twitch anymore? I don't get to see the same view as you. And I can't even do emotes on that anymore. You cannot cheer in your own channel. Oh, sad days. Oh, there's power-ups. Those are new. What is a power-up? I can gigantify an emote. But it only made one little thing. These are things you can use bits for. You can gigantify an emote. It's made an on-screen celebration. Unleash celebration. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Do that with any of the emotes. Oh, that's so funny. Look, that's great. I like that. Aww. Good night, so long. Alvitas and good night. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. You too, HK. We'll see you another day. We're so rhymey today. Yay! So things you can do with channel points. I see why nobody ever says that. Doggo cam option. Hydrate. Koopo, Koopo. Yes, there's so many things to do to the channel. So many things, so little time. Oh dear. This one needs to be there. I've clearly messed up all my windows again. Digging the mellow vibes. Gonna vote for RFK. Subtly put it out there. Oh me, oh my. But it's cool to see all the things that you can do with bits. I like message effects. Username, your message goes here. Select effects. This is a test message. Oh, that's neat. Very colorful. Would be hard to miss. I think that one costs 20 bits. Oh. Gigantify emote is 30 bits, and the on-screen celebration is 40 bits. But I'll definitely have to use that more often, because that's fun. Of course, you're only getting that on the Twitch. I hardly ever do live stream. On YouTube. I don't understand why it keeps doing that. Microsoft, fix your shit. I don't know if there's even a... There is a subscribe button on the live stream. If you hover over my icon, it pops up in the screen. That's... I don't know how I feel about YouTube's new... I can throw some hearts, some laughs, some celebrates, some surprises, some 100% up in here. Does the test chat come through on the... It's supposed to work on both. It does not. Oh, I'm not even looking at the multi-stream. Multi-stream option doesn't work at all. Thanks. I pay premium for that. For the ability to live stream on the YouTube. I'm not sure I want to continue doing that. So the test chat did come up in chat on my stream, so that's good. Not in my chat window, but on my stream. Fair enough. I usually have all the chats listed on my screen anyway, I guess. I would not see the highlighted messages in my actual stream, but you can see it on the Twitch, but you can't see that on the YouTube. None of the chat that comes through on the Twitch comes through on the YouTube, but you can watch it on YouTube chat. And if you chat in the YouTube, it comes up on the Twitch stream. Because it comes up on my stream, which I am streaming outwardly. Computers are amazing, aren't they? Computers are amazing. I'm still marveling over the AI situation. Yesterday, I was working on a thing for my organization, and I used AI to help me complete the task. And I was like, wow, this only took hours when it would have took me days before. So, I mean, it's not like lightning speed. It still doesn't do everything you want it to do, even when you ask it to do it specifically. It's like, nah, can't do that. Or here's just one thing. I would like a complete list of, here's 3 examples. That's not exactly what I asked for. I mean, can I have 3 more? Can I have 3 more? Like if he was a coworker and you had to ask him for a complete list more than once. Like, I would like all of these things. All of them in this area. Give all of them. So I'm not sold on the AI situation, but we'll see. Maybe it's because I'm not getting the fancy AI 4 one that everybody's talking about. Or Chat GPT 4 or whatever. Yeah. Houston was an interesting city. What makes it awful is the traffic, the roads. Everything takes 45 minutes to get anywhere in Houston. I used to, like, we stayed on the outskirts near Spring. That was nice. Apparently I went to the murder capital of the world. Didn't know that, but they told me while I, like, YouTube chat told me while I was there. They said that place has got a murder vibe. It's Livingston, Texas. Apparently is got a murder vibe. People are scared to leave their cars. Granted, one of the people we went to was weird. Good, nice fella, but weird. And that's okay. Just because they're weird does not mean they're dangerous. Deep in my heart of Texas. Are you a fan of Texas, Bats? I don't. I've been to Texas twice and I haven't seen anything worth going back for. Like, it's not like a hellhole cesspool or anything. Like, it's not that bad. It's hot. It gets real hot and real dry. The flies and bugs are a thing. I mean, we got flies and bugs in VA, but I don't think it's quite as bad as it was in Texas. Certainly not as hot. One of the days I was down there, it got up to 108 physical degrees. You've been to Dallas, Austin, and El Paso. I've heard good things about all those cities, except for El Paso. I mean, I've heard good things that they have amazing Mexican food in El Paso. That's because it's basically a Mexican settlement at this point. I really should learn Spanish. It's like, that's probably something I should, like, set my mind to. I feel it's going to be something we need in the future. I think I've seen that Six Flags. The Six Flags situation is And now it's gone. Sadage. I'm not sure what they do or make in Houston that makes so many people go to it. The one in Dallas is the original. So I feel like the park is still there. It's just not open, right? Like nobody's running it. It's gone to rot, like many amusement parks across the country. I know it's crazy how many abandoned places we have in the world that we could house all these refugees that we're trying to keep out of the country. How many abandoned shopping malls could we be like, all right, you don't have anywhere to go, but you can live here. Enjoy. And many of these people that have walked from Serbia or something here would easily turn all our trash and garbage into a Shangri-La in no time. Most likely, but it was attached to the baseball stadium, I believe. Right, and we all know how profitable baseball is these days. I still haven't figured out how baseball's making any money at all. Like, with all the I don't see the player turnout for the amount of money these people make. I know there are probably some fans out there, but I've been to a few baseball games because I go for Thirsty Thursdays, like for cheap beer, not because of the game. And even on Thirsty Thursdays, it's not very crowded. That's another reason to go. Easy access to beer that's cheap. Place to hang out with your friends. Better than a bar any day, in my opinion. Because a lot of times you go to a crowded bar, and it's like you don't get service. It takes 20 minutes to get a drink. You go to a national game. Yeah, we went to one in Mississippi not long ago. I forget which teams we're at. It's one of those things that if I have a day off, I look for things to do in the area, and I see the Thirsty Thursdays or Taco Tuesdays or, you know, Margarita Wednesdays or whatever. Like, they always have drink specials at stadiums. So if you pick the right one at the right time, you go. And that's, I mean, I've done it for basketball games, done it for wrestling matches, you know, like whatever. Cheap beer gets me in the door. I don't really care what the event is. It's, you're hanging out with your friends. It gives you something to talk about. Like, oh, look at that guy. That he did the thing. Whoa, yeah, whoa, good, yeah, whoa, yeah, good buddy, yeah. That's why guys like go to sports. We can hang around and drink and it not be weird because if you're not saying anything, it's because you're watching the game. I get it. I like sports, but I don't get why people like to talk about sports. But I guess it's because if you go to enough of the same sport and then you're like, maybe I just don't do it enough because there are so many things to do. Like, they even have drinking nights at zoos now, and I love that. I love an alcoholic zoo adventure. I went to one, I forgot where now. Colorado, maybe? I think it was Colorado. They had a midnight zoo thing where they did a zoo all day, but then as the sun set, like 5 to 9, was adults only. They had extra little drink vendors, and you bought a wristband as you came into the zoo, and you could just get drinks randomly throughout the zoo. I mean, like, none of the shows and stuff were doing, like, it wasn't really staffed for, like, a zoo. Like, nobody was answering questions about the animals and stuff. You were basically like, yeah, we're adults. I know what a giraffe is, thanks. Yeah, I've been to a zoo a million times. I've seen an elephant. I've heard about what elephants do, where they come from. You know, I get it. I don't need someone to tell me about the animals and such, but I do need someone to make me a cocktail. Waiter! I wish this was a cocktail. It's a protein shake, but we can dream, right? You gotta get Beachbody ready, you know. Mainly by sitting on my ass doing videos. That's a great way to get it done. I did go on a bike ride yesterday, and we'll probably do it again today. As it gets hot, it's nice to bike ride, but I think the people at my local park don't enjoy that I whiz through the park. I slow down when I'm around them. Maybe it's the music I don't like. Maybe I'm killing their serenity. It's barely seconds, and I basically have on headphones. I hope I keep it quiet enough that I can barely hear it over my engine. And the engine is not loud. It's an electric one, so it's not like it's... LOL, I can see somebody getting drunk and trying to climb in a cage with some animal. Yes. Yes, you can see that kind of thing at the zoo after dark. And that is, they have security. That's all I will say about that, is they have security still. And I feel like security enjoys these kind of events because you can tell the zoos, but like, protect the animals at all costs. I don't care if you're rude to these people or not. They're definitely mean security. Don't touch the cage, back up. You know, like, they sent the mean ones. Be like, hey, I want to go abuse some drunk people tonight? Let's go to the... They said you could say whatever, just don't hit them. They sent, have y'all seen the Veronica videos on YouTube? Where she's just politely telling people like it is. You know, it's basically the same thing as like a real well-run nightclub, you know? You're gonna have people who are drinking or having a good time. I was telling Mama the other day, she's like, nobody has bad memories of the bar. Like, the bar itself, like, that's why bartenders all drink, because we watch all the good things happen. You started a bar, you were alone, you're shy, you took a couple shots, you got a whole group of friends, everything was wonderful when you left the bar. It's the things that happen after the bar that you really regret. Like who you brought home from the bar, what you said to somebody at the bar, what you didn't say to somebody at the bar. What you did to somebody at the bar, what you didn't do to somebody at the bar. All those regrets that happen after the bar that are the real issue for going to bars. So like, I was thinking about it's Pride Month, obviously, and the park in Roanoke, Virginia was the first gay bar I ever went to. And I feel like there's some kind of like call to that. The first one. Maybe it's like you're losing your virginity, like you'll always remember the first one. So I see the advertisements on Facebook for them all the time. And I know going back to it now, there would be a different group of men. There'd be a different, like, I hope. I went back for Halloween last year. It's the first time I've been back in a decade. And it was still, having seen all the gay bars in the world that I've seen, it's just so rinky-dink and tiny. And it did not make me feel prideful, it made me feel tiny. But it's Pride Month, so maybe I should go to a Pride event at some point, so I can be affirmed that my people exist here in Roanoke. Well, I wouldn't say here in Roanoke, but here in Virginia. Maybe. Who knows? I feel like there's probably a gay bar near you, wherever you are. And look for your Pride Month specials. That's the time to go. That's truly when you get the real true gay experience, when everything is marked up, everything is over-sexualized, everything is just shoved down your throat continuously, pun intended. It is not pleasant, but something you must experience at least once in your life. At least once in your life. I've been to DC Pride. I've been to New York Pride. I've been to Sacramento and San Francisco. I'd say my favorites are still some of the small town ones that I've been to because it's more of a community event. Like the one in Lynchburg is very non-profity. Like, because there's not really a bar, and it's much more wholesome than your average Pride event because it's we pretty much live in a religious town. So our Pride event is a thing to see, but only for a moment. It's like a 20-minute parade at best. But it's like you see families and kids and non-denominational churches and that kind of thing. So different, very different. Also a thing that maybe you should experience in your life, but I'm a fan of experiences, so you should experience everything you can experience in life because that's the whole purpose of life. I'm not sure if you've ever heard me talk about the theory. Like, you hear everybody say that as you get older, your life, like, time passes faster as you get older. Here's my theory as to why that is. Our brains catalog things. So we know for factual evidence that if you get up, go to work, come home, play the same video game, and then go to bed every day, your brain puts that together as a single day. So if you do that every day for a week, your week feels like a single day in long-term memory's sake. That's why you can't remember what you had for dinner yesterday, because it was deleted, because you had the only thing that changed was some minute detail, like what you had for dinner, what you watched on TV, what you did in the video game you played yesterday. That deletes, so it makes your day just whiz by. New experiences are what trigger long-term memory retention. So every time you do something that is not normal, you'd have to break that up as a routine too. Like, I don't know, I could say you've started like getting up every morning and taking a dye and like, we're gonna go on a walk, we're gonna go on a nature hike or whatever. You could put 20 things in there and just shake those up and do those 20 random new things every morning. And that would still eventually get deleted because you'd done that same thing. You'd get up and do one of those 20 things. So then it would get to a point of like, oh, I don't remember what I did yesterday for my 20 things because I deleted it. That would eventually become bad. Like, if it was I'm gonna get up and do one new thing every day, and you Googled what new thing should I do every day, if you got up and did it at the same time every day, that would then eventually become a routine and eventually would get deleted. Life is about finding new experiences when available and accepting that sometimes there are no new experiences. And just remembering that you're just like, wow, the last 3 days I haven't done anything but sit here and play video games and smoke weed. Those 4 days are gone. But is that okay? Yeah. I probably needed it. I probably needed the rest, relaxation, the mental time, the aloneness, the disconnect from my previous activity to a new one. I needed a transitional period that will be deleted, but I don't know, it's like a transition in editing. Like, if I'm changing from one thing to another, there's a little time there's 4 or 5 frames in a video that are just a transition. So who cares if you spent 4 or 5 days doing the same thing? Go out and do something new on a random Wednesday. Boom. You made your week feel longer because you broke it into 2 segments. And over 70 years, those new things, those new memories that you create and retain, those will be what you look back on. Even if you have a job you hate, even if your life is miserable, the new thing is going to be what you remember in 5 years. Facebook's a good reminder of that. If you have a memory that pops up on Facebook that's like 10 years ago, I'm so mad at this bitch, she did blah, 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 and you're like, damn, I can't even remember who I was talking about or what she did to me. I often remind myself of those when I'm stressed out or freaking out about something. I'm like, you know what, in 5 years, is this gonna matter? Is this email I sent gonna matter? Is this flippant comment I said gonna matter? Is this text message that pissed me off so much gonna matter in 5 years? No, I'm not even gonna remember it. So why stress now? Remember that whatever is stressing you now, you're probably not gonna remember it in 5 years, unless it's, say, a wedding that you're overdoing and over elaborating because, you know, reasons. That you might remember in 5 years, but will you remember it as a positive experience? For the one day, you're just like, oh my God, I'm so happy for this one day, but for the whole last year and a half, I've been miserable and had hives, stressed out and worried. Why? Like, priorities. Buy a house with that money. Put a down payment on a house with that money. Get married in it. That you'll remember. That you'll have for the rest of your life. I don't get it. The people who want fairy tale weddings drank the capitalism Kool-Aid a long time ago. That was a rant. So is that what these chats are? It's just me ranting at things all day? I completely drained my rainwater capture system into my peppers, zucchini, and tomatoes last night. We're expected to have some incredible heat over the next several days. I feel like my next big task should be to handle this air conditioner situation. And that is, there's a leak somewhere in my tubing. And the downside with copper tubing is that there may very well be a crink, a bent somewhere in that insulation that's, you know, it's protected from outside with actual insulation. And, you know, if I bent it in a way, get it through the wall or something, I can't really tell. There are several places I can't see that might have bends in it that might be causing my issue. I don't think so. I had the pipe last time and I bought a whole brand new pipe and yeah. I was much more careful the second time because that piping is expensive. Copper piping is very expensive. The whole air conditioning unit so far has cost me like $1,000 and still sitting there not working. But the knowledge I have gained is priceless. It's probably just the connections on the inside of the unit that were really super hard to get to in the first place, and I probably didn't put the thing on correctly in the first place, and then have never been able to really unconnect it because it was difficult to get to in the first place, so getting it to redo it and re-difficult and redo is hard, and Obviously, I have lacked the motivation to get it done, but if I'm going to go through a heat wave, I'm probably going to want to have the air conditioning. So, yeah, I should probably get to work on that. We're already over our hour 10. And not that we're aiming for an hour and 10 minutes, but I probably spent the first 10 minutes of this getting it set up. So I'm going to say that we're at our hour stream. So thanks everybody for being here today. I really appreciate that. Thanks Backcoaster, thanks HK, thanks Silver for being the forever supporters that you already are. And obviously, if you have watched this all the way through, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I do these regularly. That was perfect timing, Bats. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. The emote wall happens to be one of my favorite things about streaming. I don't know why I love that so much, but I do. And I have special subscriber emotes, so if you don't already subscribe, you should. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, I can be your Prime Bae. Just hook up your Amazon Prime, and I think I definitely was talking shit about having Amazon Prime. Like, I guess if you watch a lot of Twitch, Amazon Prime might be helpful for you, so then you would get the Twitch Prime subscription thing for that. But I don't believe it gets you the bonuses as just directly subscribing to Twitch, so maybe if you're paying for Amazon Prime, what's your takeaway is that you should walk away from this going, let's get rid of Prime and pay for the premium Twitch if you're watching a lot of Twitch, because it's a better value, because I believe you get to avoid commercials, which I think is like the definition of anti-capitalism. Stay away from commercials. They know how to brainwash you, and they are literally doing it 30 seconds at a time. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and follow to keep from the brainwashing worms eating your brain. No guarantees. Void where prohibited. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you later. Toodaloo. Be kind to one another. Be kind to each other.